These strange, lonely shapes were built for a film that I planned, but I never made. It was called The Voyage of Mastorna. The settings have remained like this, useless and empty, in a studio near Rome. In this square, a plane would have come down, and out of it would have come the hero, a cellist, dead. And from this square began his voyage, through an absurd nightmare landscape. A little while ago, I came back to see all this again. It was more beautiful now, falling down and covered with weeds. Somebody has found shelter in these crazy ruins. Hello, good morning. Are you living here at the moment?
Yeah, that's right. Frankly, I was a bit surprised to find the Cologne Cathedral standing here. But I like the idea of camping here with my companion.
Do you know this was a film set?
Yeah.
We've been celebrating a marriage here this morning with an orchestra of grasshoppers.
Ah, yes? And where are these newlyweds?
Over there.
This is not your woman, but the woman who stays with you. This is not your man, but the man who stays with you. Promise that you will stay together as long as your feelings for each other last.
And how long do you plan to be here?
It's not possible to leave now, even if we wanted to. Our automobile has no wheels. We had to sell them.
I composed the poem on the ruins of your film.
What is it called?
Mastorna Blues. I live in a city that's called Mastorna, that a fool's dream laid out here in a field. A city that's useless, where nobody wants to live and nobody likes to work or hates to die. All the houses are sealed with doors of wood that no one intends to open. And there's an aeroplane nailed down that's not going to take off. Mastorna, city that's sad and beautiful. Of that beauty I love above all other, since all it stands for is folly. I want to die here in Mastorna, and here to be buried in that cardboard church, where no priest ever enters.
Attention, please. Due to technical difficulties, we have been forced to make an emergency landing. Emergency landing. Emergency landing. Emergency landing.
This is Mastorna, the hero of my film, a cellist. His voyage would have begun like this, an unexpected landing in a strange, dreamlike piazza.
And so, Mr. Fellini, you never made the voyage of Mastorna?
No, not yet. But I will do it because it is the story that I prefer the most. I had prepared everything because the character materialized himself. You know, sometime I have had the feeling to have met personally Mastorna, but every time he slips away again. Ciao, Gasparino. May I introduce my script girl, Miss Marina Boratto?
How are you?
Hello, Miss Boratto. Glad to meet you.
Ecco qua. This is the Mastorna Cemetery, a kind of elephant graveyard of scenery and props. You see? Design of planes, tower, costume from the roaring 20s. It gives me a funny feeling, a kind of remorse, as if a million eyes were staring at me, waiting. This is the square where the plane lands. I wanted something that would give a very foreign feeling, so I suggested a German square. For me, a German atmosphere is always very foreign.
E quella testa? Cos'è quella testa?
Here we have like the head of a suicide, because the film had a sequence where a group of people killed themselves by jumping out a window. This one went down head first. For the moment, Mastorna has not arrived yet. But everything is ready to receive him. We will see. Well, meanwhile, I have developed another project. Another voyage. A voyage in time.
The Colosseum. In this half-world of Rome in the small hours, Fellini is studying the night wanderers, looking for parallels between modern Rome and Nero's Rome. Fellini's new film is partially based on the Satyricon, a Roman novel of the 1st century. The author, Petronius, often strolled here by night and observed ancient counterparts of these same shadowy individuals.
Questa è polvere. In English, it's a powder from the Colosseum. I put it into envelopes.
But what do you do with it?
I sell it to the American tourists. A lot of people ask for it. Many people use it for rheumatism, like a soup.
Fanno raccontando delle storie. Scippatori,
The
uffiari.
curiosity of Fellini and his crew doesn't seem to be very well received tonight. Someone is giving him friendly advice by suggesting that it is useless for him to go ahead, because the characters that Fellini wants to find belong to the world of fiction. Anyway, the atmosphere around here is a little unnerving. Shadows flitting at every corner. The whole enormous edifice seems to be inhabited by a mass of intangible presences.
Io chiamerei la polizia. Ma non c'è bisogno, mi pare. Mica mi sembra carino quello che state a fare.
This fellow is threatening to call the police if we don't go away.
Guardate un po' laggiù. Ma perché non tornate in città? Che là ce ne sono tanti.
This shadowy world defends its own privacy and resents intruders.
Perché ce l'ha anche a noi? Ma perché? Ci sono tante che fanno.
Ma che mi sta più in giro? Ma che vuole lei? Lasci perdere, no? Che è meglio.
Faccione d'onda, aspetta, dove? Ma perché non che torniamo? Guarda io mi pare. Non mi ricordo il nome, ma che qual è? Una che faccia fondo di cantiere, mi pare, sì.
He is the man with the sack. Everybody calls him that because he brings always the sack like Babbo Natale.
Santa Claus.
He goes round with the presents, many good things for the poor people, alone, that sleep here and there, under the bridges, e nelle grotte.
In the grottos. Does he always come here to the Colosseum?
Oh, yes, he arrives and brings pity. Volevo dire che lui arriva e fa entrare la pietà che qui non c'è mai stata, mai.
He brings pity here where pity's never come in before.
I knew very well the man with the sack when I was Cabiria in the picture. Do you remember that picture, The Nights of Cabiria? I too was a poor woman, desperate and alone. And I met the man with the sack. But this scene in the picture was cut. I don't know why. One night, Cabiria, all alone.
Gorgiano? Gorgiano? Sono io, vieni su. Come stai? Come va?
Non c'è male, grazie, signore, grazie.
E Pietro dov'è? Dorme?
L'hanno portato all'ospedale da 2 giorni. Mi hanno detto che sta molto male.
E tu di che cosa hai bisogno?
Quello che vuole, grazie, signore.
No, ecco qui la coperta. Ti va bene? Ma Pietro, in che ospedale lo hanno portato?
Al fate bene, fratelli.
Va bene. Vuol dire che se ho tempo lo vado a trovare. Ciao.
Amore, ma chi è quello? Oh. Ma che? Qualche ente di beneficenza? Ho detto a te. La posso aiutare?
No, grazie.
Dove va dopo? Torna a Roma?
Sì?
Me lo dà un passaggio con la sua macchina?
Sì, dopo.
Certo che ce ne stanno dei morti di fame a Roma, Se ne fate diretti la notte?
Non quanti ne bastano, purtroppo.
Tramping around from ruin to ruin like this does not mean a thing to me. My old Romans are still those I saw when I was a little boy and first went to the movies. Genius. His name is Professor Genius. He is a very sensitive clairvoyant. And tonight he will try to make a contact with the invisible presences that swarm about us. The scriptwriter Bernardino Zapponi and I are going among the tombs of the old Appian Way.
Ma come stai bene, Federico? Ti trovo davvero bene, con quella bella testa da imperatore romano, vero? A proposito, questo bel giovanotto che guida, dove ci porta?
Ci porta sull'Appia Antica. Genius, can you speak in English?
Yes, but my English is very bad, Federico.
Genius, tell us, how often have you seen the real ancient Romans?
Many times. Unpleasant experience. I don't like them at all. They are very vulgar people.
How did they look? How were they dressed? Can you tell us?
Roses around the head, gold in the rear, the clowns. I'd never invite them home, I swear.
But under what circumstances did you see them? What were they doing?
Well, sometimes they pull their noses, sometimes ears. Really, I assure you, very queer individuals.
Anybody look a little bit like me?
Yes, a Vestal Virgin called Lavinia.
Have you changed your hairstyle?
Sì, veramente sì. Vi sei accorto? È un toupé inglese. Makes me look 10 years younger.
Genius, let's see what you can do. Tell us about our driver.
I'm absolutely sure that he has an affair with a married woman. Am I right?
Yes.
You see, I'm never wrong. Once, translate, Federico. Ho viaggiato tutto il mondo. Guardi
He
questa
says that the ring was given him by Gigli, you know, the famous tenor.
orientale.
And that one by Mussolini.
Sì, lei conosce
Did you know Mussolini?
Yes, many times. He used to telephone me, very ambitious man.
Did you
Yes,
predict
indeed.
anything?
I said to him that he would be killed. Well, really, I said he would die in a tragic way.
Ecco, why don't we stop here? Dove siamo qui? We are at the tomb of Cecilia Metella, no? Go, that's perfect. Stop the car, stop the car. What do you think, Genius? Have we chosen a right night?
I feel many presences.
Do you feel good vibrations?
Oh, it's raining. Tell my secretary to bring me an umbrella.
Here is the umbrella, maestro. Concentrate. How deep do you think there is something?
It's about 20 meters.
20 meters?
Say 20.
What do you think it is?
Seems to be bones. Old bones, probably animal. I'd say of lions.
Lions?
Yes, lions. Marina, vieni Marina, ho bisogno del tuo fluido.
Io?
Tu sei la Vergine Vestale. No, perché da solo non ce la faccio, è troppo
fare?
pericoloso. Poi svengo e non ho la canfora. Ecco, aiuto.
He needs to be charged by the fluid of a young virgin.
E la fronte contro la fronte. Dio, come sei scarica. Ma tu fai troppo.
Please, signorina, ask him questions.
Fai troppo l'amore. Senti, sento la tua glandola pineale. Domandami su, domandami che poi soffro.
Non lo so, che ti devo domandare. Che cosa senti? Di, che
Sento
cosa...
dei cadaveri.
Sì. Dei cadaveri?
Dei cadaveri.
Cadaveri di chi?
Oddio come
E
soffro.
poi che altro senti?
Oddio come soffro.
Ma fate delle domande anche voi.
C'è un affresco. Ma è come immerso nell'acqua.
Un affresco?
Vedo delle grosse anguille nere.
Ma come delle anguille? Delle anguille nere?
C'è un fiume qui sotto.
Federico, ma che devo fare?
È una villa con un giardino bellissimo. Villa Dosolina.
Underneath is a patrician family.
Famiglia Flavia.
The family of Flavia.
8 uomini e 3 ragazze.
8 men and 3 girls.
Senza occhi.
Without eyes.
Accecati dall'imperatore.
Blinded by the emperor.
Più indietro. Ancora più indietro.
He says he's going further back in the past. To Republican Rome.
Eccoli. I 3 fratelli.
He's talking of 3 brothers. Killed in the Sabine Wars.
Good morning, Professor. How are you?
Oh, how do you do,
Fine.
Mr. Fellini?
May I introduce Pasqualino De Santi? He's our cameraman. Don't be afraid, he will make you look very handsome. This is Marina Boratto, our script girl.
Hello, Professor.
Delighted.
Do you mind being photographed? Finish your cup of tea, Professor.
No, that's all right. I'm ready now, thank you. Well, shall we go?
You know, Professor, I think the subway ride can help me find the atmosphere I want for my film. To me, the subway... Non mi riprendete da dietro che mi si vede la pelata. The subway is like a catacomb which goes right through the bowels of Rome. And with your help, I hope to find out things that will be very useful to me. Don't you think so?
Certainly. Underneath this subway, I want you to remember this, it's very fascinating. There are traces of an earlier world than that of Rome. But these traces are to be found in layers, not like Athens or Corinth. Here, for example, there are 4 layers.
Excuse me, Professor. 4 here?
4, yes. 2 above and 2 below. Now, Mrs. Fellini, would you like to come along here? Would you mind coming along here, please? I'll just show you something which I noticed when I came here in 1948. You notice that this mosaic has come a bit loose here.
Where? Let me see.
Here, can you see?
Pasqualino,
You see
mettili
this stone
davanti.
here with these markings. And here we can see the tufa in which
Professor, excuse me. Look in the camera and repeat it again. Looking in the camera.
Now we have here the tufa, which in this part of the world is very interesting because it has certain characteristics which can... In certain areas, they have discovered up to 7 civilizations, one on top of the other,
What?
all in a
7
remarkable... 7, my dear. Quite extraordinary.
Professor, can you speak a little louder? Because the noise of the train is covering all your words. Yeah, and look in the camera, please.
Here was the famous Domus Auxilia, the House of Auxilia. Over there, the Foro Segesto and the baths of the Emperor Trajan, built on the ancient temple of Latona. At this moment, we are passing through the necropolis of Hadrian, which contained 480 tombs. Each tomb held a bowl containing food for the dead. Grain, how do you say in Italian? Cicce, lupini. Oh, we are now below the Church of St. Paul's outside the wall, which was the national church of England before the Reformation, and even our Queen actually...
In a certain sense, we are making a trip in time rather than in space. We seem to be traveling backwards.
Well, it seems... And here underneath should be the Villa of Galba. Now we're in the heart of the Imperial... If you don't mind, I'll be getting out at the next stop.
Yeah, sure. But we are all getting out at the next stop. It has been a very interesting trip. Thank you very much, Professor.
Federico is always trying to find the right atmosphere for his new film. So he called us out once again to the old Appian Way. Here, among the tombs and phantoms of the past, there are also creatures of flesh and blood.
Ma che volete, vogliamo? Siatevi a casa con le sormosce.
If you use a little imagination, these girls are easily transformed into their ancient counterparts who also hung around this area. And if we go up to them, we can even hear them speaking Latin.
Viri. Senatus mala bestia. In medio stat virtus. Tertium non datur, gaudeamus igitur. Quantum non
Here the past and the present suddenly merge. The love-struck truck driver is transformed into a Roman soldier hungry for his prey. A normal noonday hallucination.
Do you know who lives here at the beginning of the Appian Way? My friend Marcello Mastroianni. Let's drop in on him. He is a Roman too, with all the virtues and all the faults of the ancient Romans.
Dottore, quale onore! La stavamo aspettando.
Ciao.
Dottore, c'è il signor Federico.
Hello, Callaghan. Just
Ciao.
a minute.
Ciao Marcellino.
Don't walk on the grass. Dottore,
Cesarino, andiamo con sta pelliccia.
è questa?
Mr. Mastriani, what is the difference between a Latin woman and a Northern woman?
I don't know. Many things. The smell, perhaps.
Well, would you say that a Latin woman makes a better mother and a Northern woman a better companion?
Yes. See.
Mr. Mastriani, what 10 books would you take with you on a desert island?
On a desert island.
Marcello, excuse me, would you put the fur coat on now, please?
Yes. Cesarine, the pellet. On a desert island, I think it's better to have a book of instruction for, let's see how to build a house and install a telephone.
Bravo Marcellino, you speak a very good English.
Yes, terrific.
Maybe you're right. But joking aside, wouldn't you decide on Don Quixote, Moby Dick, Madame Bovary, War and Peace, Dead Souls, David Copperfield, and the Bible?
Marcello, the hat now.
Oh, yes, sure. Especially the Bible.
Marcellino.
Give us some expressions that are more virile.
Virile.
Yeah, but at the same time, timid. Virile?
Virile?
And timid.
And timid.
No, that's too good.
Huh?
Fantastico! Dategli il tempo almeno di mangiare. Ah, da mangiare. No, con questa già l'ha fatta. Questa?
Mr. Mastriani, our readers would like to know, what is the secret of your elegance?
What elegance?
Che devi cambiare
Can
la
you change your
pelliccia.
coat
See,
now?
what do you mean, elegance? I don't know.
The secret of your elegance is one word, simplicity.
Vedi, Marcello.
Yes, grazie. Simplicity, simplicity. Federico.
Mr. Mastriani, when did you realize that women like you so much?
You mean when did I realize that I liked women?
But you are the most famous Latin lover.
I'm a little tired about this story of the Latin lover. It's a big responsibility. I will be 30 next year. Cynical, protective.
Of course you are.
Infantile. No, I don't like to answer this kind of question.
Signor Mastriani, posso fare un ciuffo?
Sure. Super panzer.
What kind of
Belly button.
diet do you follow?
No particular diet. I eat whatever I like.
Sta telefonando 3 volte. Gina Lollo Brigida, Sofia Loren e Claudia Cardinale. Che gli devo dire?
Che non ci sono. E poi non dire bugie perché non mi cerca mai nessuno a me. You see, Federico, my friend. From now on, I'm typecast. Latin lover. Champagne.
Adesso riprendo. Ma che c'hai che ridi sempre? Riprendo qui davanti. È il Latin Lover, vai.
And this is the villa of the famous movie star Marcello Mastroianni.
Tourist bus.
Tutti i giorni così. Prima vanno al Colosseo, poi le catacombe e poi vengono qua sotto. Mastroianni, gli tocca affacciare.
And here he is in person, ladies, the star of La Dolce Vita, Marcello Mastroianni.
I thought of him for the part of Mastorna. I had looked everywhere for this character. Hoping Marcello would be right, one day we made a long screen test.
Provino Mastroianni, Mastorna prima.
Basta un pochino più la testa, Marcello. La testa, basta. Vi state zitti lì dietro? Abbassa la testa. Stop! Mettigli un po' di collirio negli occhi. Come che hai sempre gli occhi rossi, Marcelli? Che fai? Ecco, poi un'altra cosa, Marcello. Mettegli a posto il baffo, guarda, si stacca continuamente. Marcello, ti volevo dire, non è che devi suonare così in un modo qualunque.
Sì, ho capito.
C'è, Marcelli, ti vedo che fai una faccia nervosa.
Vuoi il caffè, Marcelli?
Guarda, non lo
Va
vuoi
bene,
il caffè
provo.
adesso. Ti
Ma
vai a dare
non
il
sono
caffè
nervoso,
proprio
è che non ti
Marcelli,
capisco.
volevo dire.
Una volta in un modo, una volta in un altro.
Ti dovresti esprimere in
Hai
questo
finito,
modo.
Peppino? Scusa,
Un crescente terrore, come se ci accorgesse improvvisamente. Però devi prendere questa luce qua su, Marcello, guarda, la luce qui in alto, la vedi? State zitti là dietro un momento. No, il cappello non mi piace, senza cappello. Domani lo proviamo dopo il cappello, mettilo da una parte. Senti Marcello, e ogni tanto guardi in macchina, ti stavo dicendo, la cosa importante è di cercare di esprimere un senso di smarrimento crescente, perché questo strumento che rappresenta la realizzazione più geniale, cioè la realizzazione della sua vocazione, improvvisamente si sente... A very tense, nervous test. Marcello felt my embarrassment. He was put off by my insecurity. Masters, wigs, make-up. But I felt that Mastorna was not there. He was still hiding his face from me. Il senso di sgomento che vedi lo prende la gola e proprio lo soffoca, una specie di nausea tremenda che non...
All right, I understand. But when you made La Dolce Vita, wasn't I your character? In 8.5, wasn't I right?
Yes, Marcello, I know, but those were other films, different characters.
No, Federico. It's because now you have no faith. It's as if you are scared. If you could believe that I am Mastorna, I would automatically become Mastorna.
We all met at 5 o'clock in the morning. It was still dark. We were like criminals summoned to a mysterious rendezvous. Here, in the slaughterhouse of Rome, an old structure built in the time of Pope Pius IX, Fellini wanted to track down the more ferocious and bloodthirsty aspects of the pagan world. A mythical, even religious atmosphere, evoking ancient sacrifices, and altars splattered with the victims' blood.
Può venire qui un momentino? Senta, lei è romano immagino, eh?
Sì.
Da molte generazioni?
8-9 mi pare.
La farebbe una parte in un film?
These men are real Romans, with the unmistakable Roman voice and accent. They deal in friendly insults and good-natured horseplay, showing off for Fellini.
Eccoci qua, le gemelle Kessler.
Io lavoro a reparto
E
belli.
che reparto è?
Un reparto importante.
Ti piacerebbe fare del cinema?
Beh, insomma, un pochetto.
Girati un pochino di profilo.
Così va bene.
Fai vedere l'altra parte. Senti,
Io ci so. Ma sabato non posso.
Come si chiama lei?
Torquati Libero, gli anni 31.
E abita?
A Roma. E dove devo abitare?
No, dottore, io sono Napoli.
Tu?
E io ho lavorato con Regista Pasolini.
Prova, dammi la corona un momentino. Proviamola su. No, sì, lui va abbastanza bene, voglio provarlo su quest'altra. Ecco qua, guarda, ti stringe? Ti fa male? Guarda un momentino qua. Fai un sorrisino, vai più vicino a quell'altro. Ecco,
Riccardo, forse Orfellini le porta al piscio.
E te buttane sotto. Dottore, gli metta pure mezzo limone in bocca.
Vabbè, non ce l'ho il limone adesso. Vieni qua un momentino. Allora voi due dite così che vi sentireste a vostro agio tra tuniche e corazze.
E
Guarda
come
qua.
no?
Guarda qui in macchina un momento.
Noi famo tutto, dottore, imperatori, gladiatori.
Gli schiavi, leoni, tutto.
Famo pure a capocciare, dottore.
Che corda che c'hai, oh.
Beccane questa, chi è?
Oh, balzoni! Buttagli la rete addosso!
Iugola!
Che? Beccane qui.
Anche qui, Federico?
Sì,
Venga.
portalo al
Non
trucco,
abbia
voglio vedere
paura.
una cosa, sì. Ah, Yaris di Beautiful Actress Caterina Boratto, di Mother of Our Script Girl. Ciao Caterina una bella, come stai?
Ciao, bene.
Sei venuta a
Federico,
trovarci,
e tu? Stai
Benissimo,
bene?
benissimo. Listen, Caterina,
Ciao.
can you speak English?
I will try. I was in the slaughterhouse a minute ago and I saw the animals. I swear I will never eat meat again. I swear it.
But I detect a gleam of cruelty in your eyes.
Do you?
I think, Caterina, that you will be perfect in a character of a woman of great ferocity and terrifying sadness. Ecco, vagli su. Non abbiate paura, tanto le spade sono spuntate.
È meglio da Spartaco io. Vieni qua. Andiamo, dai.
Caterina, ecco, guarda così, guarda più feroce.
Io ne apro due.
Tira fuori la lingua.
Ma che fai, te ne vai?
Guarda qua, Caterina.
Non ti arriverà.
Vagli più sotto, vagli
Non
più
darigarci.
sotto.
Non darigarci,
Non ti dai calci.
Ammazza quanto sei brutta.
Vai sotto, vagli più vicino.
Ma
Pasqualino,
non viene
smettete-
ragazze, non
vai
destra.
dall'uno all'altro, Pasqualino, vai con la macchina dall'uno all'altro. Guardate, ecco, alzati in piedi, Caterina, così, più feroce.
Dopo che faccio? Ammazzo
Te lo
pedalero?
dico io, Caterina, vai giù col pollice, più crudele la faccia, più implacabile. Vai!
Mori, cane!
Più sensuale, ecco, come proprio avessi il godimento del sangue. Così. Ma li mortacci tua! Che è successo?
Oh, ma che ce l'hai con me?
Che è successo? Ma che ha fatto?
Ma va a morire ammazzato.
Do you know what has happened? By accident, one of these gladiators has had a slight scratch on the ear, and he is furious. The great gladiator is ready to cry like a baby. Ti garantisco che non l'ha fatta apposta.
Vabbè, ma ci devi stare attento, no? Ma che sei?
Un po' d'alcol porta?
Ma sì, mi chiappi dentro un occhio, ma io che faccio?
Vai al guercio.
E mi dai la magna a te, a spirito solo.
O poi a me matti il dottore, mica poi da qui.
No, ma come te l'ho detto io?
mi sono fatto male, mi sono fatto male.
Tutto questo vanno sotto assicurazione.
Sta fermo questo, me la brucia, Buono il cestino? Che c'era? Senti un po'.
These, according to Fellini, are the right faces for gladiators, slaves, and freedmen. Yes, no doubt of it. Some of these terrible butchers, these stern but good-natured murderers of pigs and cattle, will end up as emperors or senators in his film.
Ecco, invece lui va benissimo così, bianco gesso, un bel mozzarellone. Facciamo fare l'imperatore comodo. Caterina, va meglio la caviglia? Mascherino?
Questo lo conosco, e questa, e come no, l'abbiamo visto tante volte, ma insomma, sempre...
We are in Fellini's office. Before he starts a film, it is here that people of all kinds constantly drift in. This lady, after telling Fellini he'll never make a good film if he goes on using the same dreary old faces, reads one of her own poems called Is Lightning God's Signature?
Passare un brivido di cadute fatali. Andai controvento e nulla persi, donando assai. Sullo schermo aperto la parte di me stesso ho recitato per un giorno di notorietà di un Eden insoddisfatto. Arbusto flessibile, situato tra le rupi in spazi di silenzio per volontari esiri. Non le piace?
No.
I prefer to read, this gentleman declares, because I am Lebanese. And read he does, from a Balkan newspaper.
Maria? Che c'è? Cosa succede lì? Ma non può entrare così, che c'è?
Volevo farle vedere questo.
I am a dressmaker, she says. But I've always felt my duty is to make an audience happy after a hard day's work.
Purtroppo.
Che mestiere fai?
My only theatrical experience was typing for a producer. But I was fired after 2 days because my fingers are crooked and I kept hitting the wrong keys.
Quando battevo il tasto della C, purtroppo deviava e quindi veniva.
Revolution, court intrigue, kidnapping of children. My people desperately want me back on the throne of my country, which is not very far away, Mr. Fellini. But I have no money for the ticket. In the name of my country, can you help me?
Mr. Fellini, I've seen all your pictures. Now, come on, stop beating about the bush. Tell us what you really think about women. Should they be virgins or not?
Di tanti e bei film, fra i quali Africa Dio. Perché non ha mai pensato di fare un film, per esempio, intitolato Agricoltura?
I want you to meet my son Orlando. He is wonderful. He can sing, he can dance, he can even whistle like a blackbird. Come on, Orlando.
Come fa il fischio del mare.
No, not about the film. For another matter, I'd like to tell you about a painting from a very important painter.
What do you want to do with it?
I want to sell it.
But I don't buy paintings.
I can show you what it's like.
Who is this painting by?
It's a painter more important than Raphael.
Who is he? Eh? Who is this painter who is more important than Raphael? Eh? What is his name? But what are you saying? I didn't hear you. Who?
I can't remember his name. If I had a wig, it would change my whole life.
È per questo è venuto da me?
Sì. So che lei potrebbe farlo.
Non solo le parrucche, tesoro mio.
Here, I brought you a color sample.
Questo sarebbe il colore dei capelli, guarda. La forma della testa, vedi?
And the shape of it should be just like Elvis Presley's. A villa with a swimming pool 20 miles from Rome.
Ma no!
Something exceptional. And 5 years to
No!
pay. See you later.
Prego, non ho capito, scusi.
Dico, sei attrice?
I'm not officially an actress, but I played Joan of Arc twice in Sunday school.
Senti Federico, tu credi che io sarei abbastanza adatta, diciamo, per fare così qualcosa nel tuo film sulla Roma antica?
The Eternal Starlet.
Dei tempi che furono? So, quel fanciullesco verso.
Don't you need a dancer with trained snakes? Or just snakes? Maybe you need someone who speaks fluent Arabic. I'm also a very good cook. Anyway, I think you need me.
But this young man is a real professional. Acting school graduate, a serious student of drama. He announces that he will read a poem by Chekhov. Man Alone.
Era prestino proprio che non c'ho tanto tempo.
Che freddo. Io tremo tutto, è come se dovessi andare a fare un esame. La cosa principale è questa. Bisogna decidersi.
Vabbè, ho capito. Mi pare che hai sinceramente abbastanza. Signora,
Grita.
Ma ciao Fellini, come va?
Devi ricordare.
So che fai un film sull'antica Roma.
Where can you find a matron more Roman than me? This lady says she no longer sings opera. She acts as agent for her 2 little boys. They are perfect for Romulus and Remus.
Ecco, io ho preparato un...
As a fellow artist, Mr. Fellini, I brought my latest book to autograph for you.
Il più grande regista di tutti i continenti.
Com'è Federico?
Un'opera edita dal nostro grande editore Cappelli. Tutte le dimensioni umane ed universali.
Ragazzoni. Sì, va benissimo, parla.
Umane ed universali.
I've been coming to see you for so long. Your films express exactly the same things as my music. Please, you must hear my songs. You must. Please.
You brought a record?
I have my accordion.
Here?
Yes.
Come on then, hurry up. Is it very long? Eh?
No.
What is called? What is the name of the song?
It's called Fortune, Where Art Thou?
Se ci sei, penso di meritare mai che un po' di luce tu possa darmi e non ignorarmi ancora.
Yes, I know it might seem cynical, cruel, but no. I am very fond of all these characters who are always chasing after me, following me from one thing to another. They are all a little mad, I know that. They say they need me, but the truth is that I need them more. Their human qualities are rich, comic, and sometimes very moving.
Io ho letto sui giornali che sei un uomo di vostre grossi
Vicino, e stringi la mia mano, e fortuna, dove sei? Se ci sei, fortuna.
Signorina Marina?
Sì?
Venga un po' un momento.
Can I help you?
Signorina, can I see Mr. Fellini?
Wait a minute, please.
Good morning, Signor Fellini. Any work for me in your new film?
The earth has not yet dragged me down into the abyss, nor has the sea swallowed me up, ready as she is even to take the innocent for herself. I've fled from justice.
All right, Martino, good. Listen, Martino,
Va bene.